Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel. I'm glad to finally be back here. I've missed all of you. I've been quite sick for just over a week. I'm still slowly getting on the mend. I've had really bad migraines and other bad symptoms that has just made me stay in bed. So it was just really hard to get out and do anything. But I'm hoping that with all the medication that I'm on now, it's going to help me get back on my feet. But I'm able to come here and share with you the much awaited tutorial on the embellishment display mini album that I shared with you. And it's just a mini album that I've made with pages and some flip pages and pockets, just a way to store some of my embellishments that I'd made, as also another way for some inspiration. If I want to look back at some of my embellishments, I can just look back at this cute little mini album and go through what I made to get more ideas. And so this is the album that I made. So it's quite chunky, as you can see, but it really looks really pretty and colorful. It's jam-packed full of dimensional embellishments that I had shared with you in my past videos, and how you can make them using your paper scraps. And so what I've done here is it's just a mini album, and then this is an embellishment that I've made. I just stuck it to the front cover, and at the back here I use the foam double-sided strips like a tape, and then I just cut the strip at the top and the bottom, and I glued it to the cover, and then I use the gap as a way to slide the closure band like that to keep the album closed. So it is quite chunky. I will put the link down below on the flip through of the album for you so you can have a look at it. But I'll just quickly show you what I mean as an embellishment album. So each page has a blank page, and I just filled up the pages with whatever I had. So this one here is a paperclip embellishment, and all I used was little foam squares, just one little foam square, just to glue to the back of the embellishment to just stick to the page. And then when I want to use them, I just pop it out and then add it to a project, or I can just use this as a way just to have a look at them all and just to see how pretty they all look displayed on each page. This is another one, and all I do is just pop it out like that as best I can. I mean, you may damage a part of your backing here, but you can always recover that up. And then there's your embellishment. You can then replace it with another one and then put it back and place it back there. I made this with a pocket for some extra bits and pieces. These are some tags, an embellished tag, and it's a nice wide opening pocket, so you can add a few of your tags in there. This is another page with some more. These are banner shaped embellishments, and then this one flips like that, so you've got heaps of room to add all of your smaller simple paper cut embellishments or whatever you like. You can also use this as a mini album for photos. You can stick photos in here. You can use it as a journaling spot to write some journals. So this is another one. So there's another page, and this also has a flip open page with a side pocket. Just it's like a note card in here. I just wanted to add a little interactive pocket in there. I use that part for a place to add some more decorative embellishments. And then this is the last page here with another one. This is using a wood pick, and that flips up like that with some more. I did have another one here, but I must have taken that out. And then there is the last page with some more there. And this is a handmade bow that I made just using a paper strip. And I've got a tutorial on how you can make that. This is a cute house embellishment with a little tassel. And that's the back. So that's the way it looks like. And I'm going to show you how to make the base of the album. And then you can then add all of your bits and pieces inside. I also decorated the spine with one of my dangles using my circle punches and some beads. Just another decorative way. And then you can also add a label here. So that's that one. I'll just show you the blank base, just so you have an idea of what it looks like without all the embellishments that I've added to the page, and then I'll show you how to construct the base. So this is the cover, which is this part here. It opens up to this page, which is this page. Flip the page over to the next page, and that's this page here, and that's this pocket. You've got this page here, which is this one. And then these two pages are these two that are in the center. They're the pages that open up like that. And so that opens up like that. And then, oh, okay. All right, so that's okay. What I've done here is this part, I must have put in the wrong page. This part is meant to go on this side. So you can see there, I've put it on this page here, but that's okay. You really can put it wherever you like, which I'll show you anyway. So I'll put that there, and that's the flip page. And that is meant to be this page here. See how it's double blank? But again, you just place it where you like. It's just an extra interactive pocket with a flip page, which you can place wherever you like. So that is that one there. So that's where it flips open. So, and that's that. And then you've got your back. So I'll just open that up like that. And there's your pocket there. You've got these two pages. And I made a couple of tabs here using just some paper strips, paper scraps, just to decorate the sides of the flip pages. That flips up, that flips open, and then you've got the back. And then you just have fun decorating all your pages with all of your decorative embellishments with any of the blank pages, or add your photos. So let's make one of these together. So what I've got here, I've got a few papers. The first piece you want is for your cover. I did use double-sided paper for the cover so you get to see the two different patterns. And that piece, you want to cut that at 6.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So it's 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And this is double-sided, and that's the cover. And then just lost the other little piece, but that's okay. Oh, here we are. And then you want to grab 2 pieces of papers, and you want to cut them at 3.5 inches by 12 inches. So you want 2 of those at 3.5 inches by 12 inches. And these are just single-sided papers. So if you have a lot of single-sided 12 by 12 papers, these are perfect to make this project. So I've got 2 of those. I've got the cover. You want another piece, and this is also single-sided paper. You want to cut that at 2.5 inches by 7 inches. I'll put the measurements down below for you so you've got the measurements for reference. So it was 2.5 inches by 7 inches. That's for the flip page. So if you want to have more of those flip pages, you can just cut more of these to add them to the pages. I've just made one. I've also got these 2 little extra strips. They are the little tabs that I placed here just to decorate the double flip page. So if you wanted to do that, I just cut the paper strip at 1/2 inch by 2 inches. So I just cut 2 of those. So they're all the pieces you need. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and a couple of tabs. And we're going to make some score lines. We'll start with the cover first. I need to clear my scoreboard. Oh, sorry. Just dropped some of the papers. All right, let me just make some room. You can also see the measurements on the scoreboard for the papers for reference. All right, first we'll get the cover, and you just decide which one you want as your cover base. So this will be the front cover. This is the inside. I'm just going to lay it down this way. On the 6.5 inch side, you want to score at 2 3/4 inches and 3 3/4 of an inch. So it was 2 3/4 inches and 3 3/4 inches. The next piece of paper is a 12 inch in length. You want to decide which one you want as your next page, which is this page. And I'm going to make it the same, so you get the same. So I'm going to have this one as the next page, and this one will be my double flip page. So that way you can see how it looks like. So we're going to grab the next piece, which is your next page, which is this one. I'm going to turn it around that way. And on the 12 inch side, you want to score at 5 3/4 of an inch. 5 3/4 of an inch. And 6 1/4 inches. That was 5 3/4 inches and 6 1/4 of an inch. The last page, we are also going to line that on the 12 inch side, and we are going to score at 5 7/8 of an inch. 5 7/8 is the mark just before the 6 inch mark. Let me just bring it up if you've got the same scoreboard. It's just the mark there before the 6 inch mark. So we're going to score that 5 7/8. And the next score line is just after the 6 inch mark, which is 6 1/8. So I'll bring it up so you can see where those score lines are. So it's just those two score lines just beside the 6 inch mark. That one's done. We'll grab the page for the flip up page. On the 7 inch side, you're going to score at 3 1/2 inches. And that's it for that scoring. So all the scoring is done. Now we can assemble the base to make the mini album. I keep losing that little, oh, here it is, sorry. Okay, I'm losing my mind. Let's forget the cover. Let's just fold everything now. So we've got the cover, we'll just fold the score lines over. And that is how your album, your cover will look like. So you've got the spine part, which is that part. We'll grab the next piece, which is the second page, and that was my blue one, which is this one here. We'll do the same, we'll fold those score lines. Oh, I forgot to make a couple more score lines, sorry. I just realized we need to bring the scoreboard out. We have to start this again, sorry about that. Let's start with the second page. We're meant to make 2 more score lines on each end. So let's bring back the second page. So we're going to score at 2 3/4 and 9 1/4 of an inch. So I forgot to add those 2 score lines. So I'll just repeat that again. It's 2 3/4 of an inch, 5 3/4 inches, 6 1/4 of an inch, and 9 1/4 of an inch. The other 12 by 12 is exactly the same. We just do those same score lines, 2 3/4 and 9 1/4. And we've done those 2 score lines there. So the score lines are exactly the same. And there's those score lines. I'll go back now and refold and start folding them all, because they're the flip pages and pockets that we need to add. So that is the next one. So that's going to look like that. So this will go on the top. We'll fold the other score lines. Couldn't see the score line, so I'm just trying to find it. Okay, so now that's all folded. So we've done all the score lines. That's for the middle page. That's how it'll look. That's going to go in the front. So when we close it up there, that's how your base of your album will look like. You've got the cover. This is the next part. You've got the centerpiece or the center page with the opening. Go to the next page. Then we have that page. That's your back. We've still got to add the flip pocket as well, but we'll do that once we assemble the base. So we've got all that done now. Let's glue them down. Before I do that, I'm going to corner around these two corners on the 12-inch side. It just sort of decorates the pages more. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I think that just adds a little bit of decoration. So let's grab the second page with the wider spine. I'm going to glue all along there. I need to top up my bottle with glue. Just give me 1 second, I'm just trying to get the glue to come out through the bottle. So when you've done it, just get some good strong adhesive, and we're going to add glue to the back. You want to place it in the middle between the two score lines, the two score lines there and there. So just sort of center it as best you can. Just make sure it all lines up, top and bottom. So now we've got that all glued in place, it's all centered. We've got the next piece, we'll do the same thing, we'll add glue to the back of that spine. And we'll also then place this in the front and center that between the two score lines of the second page, or the second paper. So you want to center it between those two score lines. I'm using medium weight and sort of heavyweight paper. It just makes it more sturdy than your thinner scrapbook paper. So if you have a bit more of a medium weight to thicker paper, it's more easier to work with. That is how your base of your album looks like once it's all glued in. So that is that. that, once that's glued in, and then you've got your back. The next part, you just decide where you like your pockets, which part you like to have your flip pages. You can have that flip open. In my case, I made that as a pocket for some tags. And what you'll do there, you're just going to glue just along the bottom there. And you can do this in any of the flip pages that you have if you want to create a pocket. I'm just going to glue the bottom only. So I have a pocket there now, and then I've got a page here to add my embellishments. This becomes my flip open page. These are the two little extra strips that I've got. I'm just going to corner around just the two little sides. Oops. And when you play, if you are going to add these strips, keep the edge of your little tabs away from that fold line. Otherwise you'll catch onto the pages when you want to fold them. I sort of just try and get them lined, centered. You see how it just pops the colors out more, makes it more decorative and fun. So that is the middle. We come to the back. Now I did add that here, but on this one, I added the pocket on this side. So you can just decide where you want to do that. So that is that piece that we made the score line at 3.5 inches. I'm going to trim this one down a bit. I've got some scissors here. I'm going to trim this down a little bit because I want to make it a little bit shorter on one side. So I'm just going to go in about 1/2 inch. So you probably want to cut your paper at 6.5 inches. So 6.5 inches as opposed to 7 inches. And still get that score line at 3.5 inches. So you can see how it's a little bit shorter here. I just thought it looks better that way. And what I'm going to do now, the longer part, I'm just going to slide it in like that. Let's click that close. So that's going to go there. This is going to be the side pocket. And when you flip it over to the next page, that's going to flip up. So you can place this piece anywhere in the album. You can make a few of them and add them onto every page if you want. It gives you more places to add your embellishments. You can place it there like I have. You can place it on this side if you wanted to. You just play around with it. Just another interactive add-on. So let's just place that on this side. So that's going to go in like that. I'm going to create a thumb notch to this part. So it's just easy to be able to pull your little note cards or whatever you want to add in there. So that's going to go in that way, which means I'm going to glue up the top of that score line, down and across. So glue top of that score line. And then I'm just going to slide it in and also placing it just beside that score line. That way you can open your page easily. Just try and keep it as close as you can, but just beside. Glue that down. So that will become a side tuck pocket. You've got a closure there, and that becomes a flip page. Like that one. And that's the back. So that is the base of the embellishment album. I made the closure. This is a 1 inch wide by 8 inches. You just cut it to whatever length you want. If you wanted to use the same closure by sliding that in behind your embellishment, I did make it 1 inch wide. You can use a closure however you like, but I just want to show you how to make the base of the mini embellishment display album. So it's a fun little way to add your embellishments in here, or to have a look at them for inspiration. So I hope this wasn't a confusing base project for you. I hope you give this a go and add your embellishments in here as well, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.